Who's number one in the insurance game? Who's number two? And why do you care? Welcome back to the Airing of Grievances, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eric Kramer. That is Robert Grieve. And it is always our pleasure to have you join us here on a Saturday morning or whenever you're viewing this video. Rob, happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday to you. Our dear friends, happy Saturday to you. Thank you for all your likes, shares, comments.
It's been great.
Yep.
It really has.
Grateful.
Hey, Rob, the big boys are out in the play yard again.
Yeah, it's been going back and forth for a few years now.
And we're talking about insurers. And stay tuned, because we're going to talk to you about why this even matters to you and what you should do with this news. But we're reporting from Laura Lowry from Repair Driven News. Says Progressive edges out State Farm for most direct written premiums in 2024. So the two players, State Farm and Progressive, or maybe I should say Progressive and State Farm,
Depending on which year.
right? This is news because State Farm's always been the big dog.
They traditionally for decades.
Yeah,
They've been the big dog.
right. And Progressive has gained a lot of the market share. State Farm has lost significant market share, and so here we are with the two powerhouses of, I say that with air quotes, of automobile insurance. Why do we care?
All right, you got two players. State Farm,
Yep.
Progressive, or Progressive, State Farm. What is your, when you think of the characteristics of them, are they the same?
Well, they both have pretty good commercials. I mean, unless you don't like the Kansas City Chiefs. I would say State Farm has more name recognition.
I would think so. I
But-
would think that most people think that.
Yeah, and that Progressive has significantly better commercials.
And maybe better premiums. I don't know.
No.
It all depends on, I haven't examined both policies to know.
Okay.
But for me, if I had to choose between one of them, it'd be Progressive.
Really?
And it'd be Progressive. Look, State Farm used to be somebody that I recommended all the time. Back in the day. We're talking a decade ago.
Okay, because I'm like,
We're
who are
talking
you and what are you doing with my friend Rob?
No, a decade ago.
Okay.
I would recommend them and Amica. Right now, I wouldn't recommend either one of them.
Wow.
And that's how this industry just, it's circular. Those people just keep moving around.
All right, but let's talk about what motivates your thought process on that, because they do move around, but you're seeing it from a different angle than the consumer sees it, the
That's true.
purchaser of the insurance.
I'm looking at the bones.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. State Farm, every aftermarket part, non-OEM part that they could get to put on your car is what they're going to use today. They didn't used to be that way.
Yeah, it's in the fine print of your policy.
Progressive,
Yeah.
same exact thing, only they've always been that way. So the people at State Farm, they just keep lowering themselves, and these people are staying the same
Yeah.
because they're consistent.
Right.
And here's the biggest piece. At least Progressive has an appraisal clause in their policy, and State Farm does not. So whatever State Farm decides they want to give you, that's all you get unless you sue them.
Yeah. And just to be clear, the only appraisal clause that it fits for the State Farm is under circumstances where the car becomes a total loss.
Yes, in a total loss, they have the appraisal clause, but not for repairable vehicles. Progressive has it for both.
Way to go, Flo.
Yeah. So, If I had to choose, which personally I wouldn't go with either one of them, and State Farm be way down on my list. Dealing with the people at Progressive, not bad people. But just like State Farm, they have this is what we'll pay for and this is what we won't.
Yeah.
State Farm has that too, but they keep moving it around. And right now they are State Farm compared to what they used to be. If you've been a State Farm policyholder for a decade, two decades, 3 decades, that policy has changed over that time. So what you bought back then is different than what you have today.
Sure.
And they're hard.
Well, and that brings
They're
up
very nice people that stick it to the consumer every chance they get.
Yeah, that brings up another question, because what you have today is not the same. But you see that I'm going to make an assumption here. Most people don't actually read their policy.
Yeah, and it may not be a case of even reading your policy. The policy itself may not have changed. The way they're administering it has changed.
Interpretations.
Yeah, because they've always been able to use aftermarket or used parts. That's been in the policy forever.
Okay.
Today, they're pushing that envelope all the way to tilt.
Wow. Okay.
So, there might be some slight changes to the policy, as it goes along. That's kind of normal stuff. But the way that they're administering the claims process is vastly different than they did years ago. And it's even different than they did a few months ago. I mean, a few months ago, when a person bought a State Farm policy, this is the price, and they were paying $72 an hour to repair the vehicle.
Okay.
That same policy today pays $68 to repair the vehicle. So you're going to get cheated.
Yeah.
But your policy stayed the same or went up. Don't they? I mean, your policy became worth less.
Yeah.
Because you're getting less should you have a loss. So that's all I can say about that.
Well, and again, the bottom line for you is to be aware of, obviously you're aware of the names that we're mentioning, and you're probably aware of several names that we haven't mentioned, but you should really do your due diligence and find an insurer that's going to make you whole, or at least as close to whole as possible. And, the ones that spend the most amount of money on those advertising campaigns, they're not really the best.
No. I would agree.
I would encourage you to go check out the Crash Network's Insurer report card. I'll put a link to it here below, as well as take a look at the video that we ran on this the last time. Every year it comes out with a new one, and we've got several of them in our playlist called the Airing of Grievances. You can check that out at any time you'd like as well.
We'll be talking about this over the next few videos, because when we filled out that survey,
Yeah.
I've changed my mind.
When we filled out the report card survey.
Yeah, I've changed my mind, and there's some people that are going to go way down in the rankings.
You heard it here first.
And they're people that I thought very highly of for a very long time. Insurers I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they're making dumb decisions to go with third parties to administer their claims that hate you, the consumer, so that the insurer can have somebody in the middle and beat on them to get to pay less.
Well, there you have it. This is short, sweet, and to the point this weekend. But keep in mind, we've always got our fingers on the pulse. We are always looking out for the consumer first. And we thank you for taking the time to join us. Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you. My dear friends, thanks again for tuning in and for being here. And happy Independence Day.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I got.
Blessings,
Hope you
folks.
have an amazing week, and we'll see you next Saturday. Peace out.